Wednesday, May 10th. Hey, just a quick intro because I had some uploading problems. So this, we did a double feature. The reason was Death Ship is kind of a clunky episode. And we figured, all right, let's make it more about Jack Klugman and we'll do a short review on Death Ship so it's not worth its own post. We'll kind of just wrap it up. It's just the way it worked out. We ended up talking about Jack Klugman and his other episodes in what was supposed to be the Death Ship review, which it ended up good. The only problem is it's so long when we put it all together that it's just I'm having trouble uploading it. So what I'm gonna do instead of adding clips. Normally it's a clip before, a clip after. With this, it'd be 4 clips because it's 2 episodes. I'm just gonna do a little cliplets separately as for 3Speak, and then I'm gonna go ahead and post the 20-minute conversation on YouTube. But we ended up talking about everything. Maybe I'll try to add some timestamps, but truthfully, it's kind of just all over the place. The first 7 or 8 minutes is on Passage for Trumpet. Then we spend a minute on Death Ship, and then we immediately start talking about Jack Klugman and his good episodes for like 5 minutes, maybe even a little longer. And then we finally read the information for Death Ship and kind of, laugh at some of the clunky stuff in it, keep it fun. If you're not a hardcore fan and you're kind of just watching these, like to get an idea, feel totally free to skim through it, skip around a little bit. But yeah, this was just Death Ship is a pretty rough episode. Corny, funny, but it's bad. It's a waste of Jack Klugman's talents. We talk about that. Check it out below. I love you guys. Later. What's going on, Hivers? Gene and Ashley here. What's up?
Hello.
We got a later on one in season 1. Passage for Trumpet.
Yes.
Jack Klugman, the last Jack Klugman. We're going to actually do a double post, put our reviews together because the Death Ship one's going to be real short because it was a waste of using Jack Klugman, but we'll get to that later. Ashley, give the episode info.
So, A Passage for Trumpet originally aired 5/20/60, written by Rod Serling, producer Buck Houghton, director Don Medford, cast Joey Crown, Jack Klugman, Gabe, John Anderson, Nan, Mary Webster, Baron, Frank Wolf.
So, ratings-wise, right off the bat, I'll give this one a 9. I think it's a strong episode. All the Jack Klugmans are, again... Death Ship, the season 4 episode he did was just a total waste of his talent. That's going to get a low score, but not because of him. It's very science fiction-y. And should we just do both in the same recording?
Maybe.
All right. We just read the info, so let's do Passage for Trumpet.
This one for now.
So this is a great episode.
Oh, you want my score?
It's one of my favorites.
I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
You told me a 9.
No, I did not.
You said you were knocking it down to an 8.5 because of the weird scream.
I thought about something. No, there's something else, too.
I'm giving it a 9. I like it. There is a cut in the episode where there's like this fake scream because you see the lady scream and it doesn't match up. But it was 1959 when it was filmed. I'm going to give it a pass. I just think these Jack Klugman episodes are really good. They have a lot of heart. And I'll let Ashley go with the plot.
So, A Passage for Trumpet is about a man named Joey Crown. He is not only a trumpet player, a very passionate trumpet player, but he's also a drunk. So he is trying to play trumpet with somebody that he has previously, I guess, had a bad relationship with because of his drinking. And so he's really upset. He's distraught. He ends up having to pawn is the word?
Well, it's clear that he's been on this pattern. You can kind of tell. They give a little background. And, he goes to try to play with, his somebody from an old band and a bottle of liquor falls out, and he's embarrassed, and the guy tries to give him money. And it's clear he's kind of just down on, he's at the bottom, and he decides to just sell it this time. And the guy at the pawn shop's like, "Oh, you're back again?" So I guess he's pawned it a bunch.
Yeah.
But this time he's like, "I just want to sell it."
Yeah. And so he gets some cash for it. And of course, what does he do? He goes and gets drunk off of his cash. And he sees, which this is my favorite part of the whole show, he sees the man putting his trumpet up in the window for sale. And he got it for $8.50, I think, but the man's putting it on sale for $25. So Joey gets real offended, and he makes this really funny kind of face in the window. Yeah, and I like that part a lot. Jack Klugman is really good.
I mean, hey, you got to run a business, you got to pay bills, and he was never going to get that price.
Yeah, and that's basically what he tells Joey. So he says to
No
Joey,
responsibility.
What is it to you? You don't have any responsibility. And Joey's like, you know what? I don't. And so at that moment, he decides, you know what? I'm going to end it. And he throws himself in front of an oncoming truck.
And in between, he had gone to the bar and spent all the money he got on drinks. And then it's 2 hours or 3 hours later, he comes out, and that's when he sees the guy putting the trumpet in the window.
Yeah. So he throws himself in front of a truck. And that's when the scream happens, the silliest scream
Yeah,
ever.
It's a bad cut.
And that's also where a half a point comes off for me, not only for the scream, but because it shows him in the mirror, in the window of the pawn shop. It shows his reflection, but his reflection is 100% backwards from where he actually landed on the sidewalk. It doesn't make any sense. So that is annoying. And he wakes up, and he is trying to interact with people around him, and nobody can see him or hear him seemingly.
And he wakes up right away.
Yes.
It's clear it doesn't make sense. Wait, where are the people that were standing around him after the accident? They're not there. So it's clear something mystical is going on.
Something's off.
And I don't know if we want to give the whole.
No.
If you're not looking for spoilers, we won't give away the ending. There's no need to for this one. But if you don't want to hear any more details, go watch the episode and come on back.
So he basically decides, oh, well, I'm dead. I'm a ghost because none of these people can see me or hear me.
Nobody can talk to him. He looks in the mirror. There's no reflection.
Yeah. So he is kind of ambling along, and then finally he hears somebody playing.
Well, I don't want to give away the twist.
Oh, okay.
That kind of gets into the end.
Okay, I won't.
But basically, he finds out he still has a chance
Yes.
at something better, and maybe he's not a ghost. Maybe he's, just taking a little stroll through limbo.
Yeah, a little half in, half out situation.
And I don't want to give it away.
No, don't.
But it's really good.
Yeah.
Should we go into it?
I don't know. I don't think
we need to for the story.
It's necessary.
Jack Klugman's great in this. I give his acting a 10.
Oh yeah, for sure. His acting is amazing.
I'd probably give his acting a 10 in all of them. All right, let's go into Death Ship. Do you have the page number?
I want to say why. So the other reason
We're back. Friday night. I'll post this tomorrow, Saturday. Twilight Zone review. So this is the deal with this episode, Death Ship. We both didn't like it. We weren't really excited to do a review. There's some silly episodes that get bad ratings that are still cool to talk about. We're so disappointed in how they wasted Jack Klugman. Jack Klugman didn't do anything wrong. His acting was great. The script was just boring. It's a straight up science fiction episode, spaceship in space, flying saucer type deal. And it's just a total waste. You have Jack Klugman on contract for an episode. There's got to be another season 4 episode they could have put him in, and just would have been magical. So his acting was great. He just wasn't given much to work with, and frankly, this should have been a half an hour episode because it's season 4. They're an hour, minus commercials, and it was just so repetitive. Me and Ashley both looked at each other after 25 minutes, oh, this is almost over. And again, we love Klugman, and he was great in the episode. It's just the episode. It wasn't well written. Maybe it would have been better in a half hour form. But we want to do every episode, so we're going to include this in the Passage for Trumpet. We're going to put this as a bonus below. By the way, we had some technical difficulties. I dropped my phone, so were there any last thoughts on Passage for Trumpet?
I don't think so.
I know we weren't going to give away spoilers.
No.
So do you want to, they've been warned. Do you want to just tell them?
Tell him if you want. You tell him.
Well, the guy, so when he's walking around in this, and no one knows who he is, and he makes it, when you rewatch it, you can kind of hear him say things like, Officer Flaherty's not working tonight. But I know the usual bartender, but I don't know anyone here.
I know the girl who normally takes the tickets.
Yeah, I know the girl who normally takes the movie tickets. So you come to find out, somebody finally hears him. He hears a guy playing trumpet. He's like, that was really great. He's like, thanks. And he's like, you can hear me?
You can see
You can see me? And it turns out he's told, you're not a ghost. You're still alive. And he's like, I am? And it turns out he's in limbo and he's given a choice. Well, do you want to go to the other side or do you want to go back to life? And he's given the choice.
All the other people are ghosts. That's why they can't hear or see.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Everyone else there is a ghost. And he's given the choice. And he shouts, hey, by the way, what's your name, to the guy? He goes, Gabe. Short for Gabriel. So he's Gabriel, the
trumpet playing angel.
Trumpet playing angel with the golden horn.
Yep.
Who also can't. And I think when I dropped my phone, you were commenting on how bad the people's hands were playing trumpet.
Yeah, he also cannot play the trumpet. The actor who's also in a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes. A bunch.
Oh yeah, we like him.
Yeah.
Odyssey of Flight 33.
On Thursday we leave. No. Not, what's the other one?
Cliffordville is the 4th season one he's in.
Yes, but what's the...
Of late, I think of Cliffordville.
What's the one about the end of the world in the can?
Old Man in the Cave.
Old Man in the Cave. Why do I always get those titles confused?
I don't know. It's Friday night. We normally make sure we have the right info, but honestly, Death Ship, watching that episode just took too much out of us. It really did. But yeah, he's a Twilight Zone alum. And again, finishing up the Jack Klugman Chronicles. I mean, I know Ashley had some criticism. I'm going to add a half a point to my score from an 8.5 to a 9.
Oh, really?
Which is, I gave it a 9 already, but they actually got professional musicians to play the sound of the trumpet.
Yeah, that sounded good.
And they're like known musicians.
Yeah.
It's something we should actually have.
Yeah.
I don't want to pause it again.
Wait, I have the page.
See what they say. But in terms of jumping into Death Ship really quick.
Let me see if they say anything.
I'll have Ashley give the Death Ship info in a second. But basically, just a flop. And it's extra frustrating because they wasted having Jack Klugman in a 4th episode. I guess at the time, a 3rd episode, because his last episode was In Praise of Pip. But I would strongly suggest everybody check out In Praise of Pip. Check out Passage for Trumpet. Check out A Game of Pool. Jack Klugman has the strongest overall collection of episodes. William Shatner's only in 2 of them. So maybe he could give a little run for his money. Those are good episodes. But Burgess Meredith is in our favorite episode. But I think you have to deduct a couple points because he's in 2 that are all right and 2 that are great.
So the book doesn't mention anything about the trumpet player.
But I know it's true. I heard it somewhere.
I believe you. It does mention something about Nan, the girl he meets at the end, though. Just saying that how the director was so pleased with, like, the script is written and Jack Klugman portrays it exactly the way that he envisioned it by reading the script. Like when him and Nan, the girl that he meets on the roof, hearing him play the trumpet at the end when they meet each other, that he's just was so enamored with Jack Klugman's performance, he thought it was his best one.
Best what?
Best performance in Twilight Zone. The Passage for Trumpet.
But it was his first one. How would he know?
Well, he said when he went back overall.
Oh, when he went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely give this a 9. And I think without that clunky stuff, I'd give it a 9.5. This is definitely, I think, A Game of Pool I love how our Death Ship review is going, by the way.
I know, right? This is so
Hey, you know
fun.
what? This is the Jack Klugman roundup. A game of pool, In Praise of Pip, and A Passage for Trumpet. I think they're all pretty even. And Jack Klugman hits them all out of the park. His acting is a 10 out of 10 on all of them.
Totally.
And, you know, similar, you know, no alien stuff in those three. It's, you know, it's really like about heart and passion and a guy down on his luck, generally speaking. And, you know, In Praise of Pip, you know, he's a father. And in a game of pool, he's chasing to be number one. In Passage for Trumpet, he's down on the outs. And, you know, he has this talent, but he's hitting the bottle and he's lost himself. And then you have Death Ship, where there's 3 astronauts in space and they land on the planet and there's some weird time thing happening. And again, it's just a waste of a Jack Klugman episode. Really quick, since this is supposed to be a Death Ship, read the information.
Okay. Originally aired 2/7/63, written by Richard Matheson, based on his short story Death Ship. Producer Herbert Hirschman, director Don Medford. Cast: Captain Paul Ross as Jack Klugman, Lieutenant Ted Mason is Ross Martin, and Lieutenant Mike Carter is Frederick Beer.
And Lieutenant Dan is not in this one. Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about this one. I'm kind of glad we ended up talking more about the other episode. I'll put this in as a part 2.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to say?
I mean, it's so repetitive. It's like the same thing.
And the acting's not bad. And the other 2 guys, one guy's in The Four of Us Are Dying, a Twilight Zone we'll review soon. A good episode.
Yeah, and he's good in that.
He's good in that, and I don't think the acting was the problem here at all.
It was the script.
It was the script, and I don't even think it would have been that much better in a half-hour form. It just wouldn't have been as repetitive.
Yeah.
We literally looked at each other. And there's more clunky Twilight Zone episodes. It's not clunky. It's just boring.
Yeah. Boring.
Like, even for just like, oh, maybe you don't need Jack Klugman for a random, you know, B-movie style science fiction episode. You know, it's just, on top of that, it's weak, and it's the other 2 actors were really good too. So It's a shame. It's a waste of good acting. I would have loved to see the 4th Jack Klugman be more of a, not necessarily similar to the other 3 that are outstanding,
More
but
of a showcase for his acting.
Even Jack Klugman in a science fiction-y one, like what are the 2 William Shatner ones, would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like something like that. I don't know.
I just thought that it's basically about 3 astronauts that are exploring to see if they can find like life on any other planet to inhabit, and they go over this planet, and one of the astronauts sees like a glitter in the below, so they think, oh, if I see a glitter, maybe
Like it might be a ship or something.
Yeah, it might be something. So they want to go see if it's inhabited.
And anyway, long story short, I want me to just finish it up.
Yeah.
They find out it's their ship, and they're all dead on it. And it's actually not a bad science fiction premise, but it's just, it goes over, they go up and down again, up and down again. And it seems like the writer just didn't know where he was going with it. Like, hey, it's a decent premise for a science fiction-y episode.
I mean, it sounds interesting when we said it like that.
But it quickly just, it literally feels like they like had the premise and just didn't have it ending, and it just kind of didn't make a lot of sense. I'd say it's worth watching if you're a big fan. If you're liking these reviews so far and you're actually watching them, I would say watch it.
What's your score?
My score has to be, again, Klugman is not the problem, nor the other 2 actors. Again, the acting, I'll give it 10 out of 10. They just had nothing to work with. I mean, a 3.5.
Yeah, I give it a 3. It is just boring as heck, this episode. It's just repetitive. Like we said, it goes over the same information, and they do the same actions over and over again. The space ship, they are laying in literal recliners, like lazy boys.
Yeah, literally, the special effects. And you give them a pass. It's 1960 something a little bit. But and they actually have a mold of half their body, so they fit in perfectly to the chair. It makes no sense.
It's so dumb.
So before they go up, and down, to prepare for landing and taking off, They literally just recline back in these recliner things that have a mold of their body. It makes no sense.
Seatbelt on.
And they put a seatbelt on. So yeah, I guess I am probably taking off some score for that cheesy stuff too. And again, I remember watching an interview. You know, Ashley's only seen this the couple times we watched it to talk about it. But you know, I was a fan of the Twilight Zone long ago. And we got breaking news. Epstein met with Bill Gates, Leon Black on same day. Washington Post, Wall Street Journal. Met with Bill Gates and Leon Black on same day. Got some breaking news. But anyway, yeah, so Jack Klugman even said, he's like, I really enjoyed the 3 episodes, but that 1 hour one in that weird season, he's like, that one was really not good.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he acknowledged that.
Yeah.
And, you know, he probably was friends with Rod. He had done a couple great episodes and probably just signed on. I'm sure Rod had to convince him to come back for season 5 for In Praise of Pip.
Yeah.
After that clunker.
Well, he probably read the script first and was like, wow, this script is so amazing. Yes, I'll do it.
Yeah, but this one was like,
yeah.
The one time I'm like, all right, you haven't done me wrong. But yeah, Jack Klugman, I mean, we gave a 9. I gave a 9 on the other 3 episodes. Ashley did an 8.5 on
Trumpet
Passage for Trumpet.
Trumpet was 8. I gave him 8.
8. So, but the other 2 you gave a 9.
Yeah.
9 or 9.5.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think they're great episodes. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
That's true.
3 out of 4 great ones, and 1 bomb is not bad. You know, Burgess Meredith, you know, we gave Obsolete Man a 10. Time Enough at Last is a good one. I gave it a lower score, but I think I'm biased just at how entrenched in the pop culture it is, and I don't think it's like one of the best ones.
You definitely.
And then his other 2 weren't terrible. I'd say they're pretty even in terms of their 4 episode runs. But anyway, we're getting long here. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Bye.